Hey guys, welcome back to another video with InfoSec Pat. In today's video, we're going to be installing ESXi 7, and we're going to be configuring DNS. We're going to be configuring the host name, all the configuration that we need for ESXi 7. I actually got my hands on a download for ESXi 7.0.2, so hopefully this works. We're going to try this once again. In the previous videos, I tried this on an AMD, and some of the data store wasn't recognizing the storage. So let's see if that happens today, and hopefully it doesn't, and we're going to go ahead and install everything. If you guys like my videos, please like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. All right, so let's get into it. So we have welcome to this Windows Server 2022 and VMware training. I want to try to make this fun, hands-on, so you guys can learn something from these videos. All right. So I believe I talked through this once before. So what is a VM and virtualization? Pretty much a VM is a software computer that resides on a physical host, like ESXi in this case. It's used just like another computer, just virtualized. That's pretty much it. And why do we use VMs? Why do we use virtual machines? You can transfer a VM just like any other file. So say, for example, I want these VMs from my machine today. I want to send them off to another machine, to a friend. I can just share VMs just like that. It's super simple. Okay? We can also clone VMs very easily, right? We can make a physical image, or an image of that VM. We can also do what's called P2V, physical servers to virtual. That's how I used to say, for example, we have a physical domain controller sitting in our data center, and we want to virtualize that. We can use VMware Converter. I think that's what they called it. It's been a few years since I've used that, but yeah, we can do P2V, physical to virtual. Okay, and also there's different terms used. There's host computer, there's guest OS, there's guest VM, so on and so forth. Okay, so what is a VM? And what is virtualization? We're still continuing on this topic. Pretty much a host and guest. So a host is the computer where the VM resides. Where all the VMs are hosted, that's the physical host. Okay? A guest VM generally resides in one host or a cluster. So in our case, we're going to be setting up our first host in this training series, and we're going to be installing maybe Tiny Linux or something like that small that can run on these. Because remember, we're running all this in VMware Workstation, so we have to limit our resources. But the theory and the concepts are all the same across the board. Okay? So a host computer is generally a very powerful server that is designed to run multiple guest VMs. So maybe you have a big giant server in your data center, and you can run a massive amount of VMs and all that good stuff, like Azure, GCP, Google Cloud Platform, AWS, or maybe you own a little private cloud like I have in my house. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be setting up our first ESXi host in this video. So in our little network, we have a Windows Server 2022 with Active Directory. You guys seen that video. That's the first couple of videos. The last video was installing Windows 11, which is our client machine. Today we're going to be installing ESXi 7. We're going to be putting it on the IP address of 192.168.99.50. We're going to assign 8 gigs of memory and 60 gig hard drive. Okay? Just because I don't have much storage, I don't have much resources, but the theory is still good to go. All right? So the things that we're going to need to do in this video, we're going to have to install it. That's number one, install ESXi. We're going to be adding DNS records. We're going to change the IP address to the ESXi host. We're going to add a DNS suffix so we can make sure we can ping and get to the DNS name. And we can test this. And once we test everything, we're good. Okay? Cool. So let's bring this over here so I can have it. Let's open up our ESXi, my VMware Workstation, where we're going to install ESXi. So we do File, New Virtual Machine. I'm going to do typical. I'm going to go ahead and browse out to the hypervisor, ESXi. We're going to be doing 7.0.2. That's fine. Hit next. I want to hit ESXi 01. And we're going to go ahead and put this in my secret location. Here we go. All right, perfect. Hit next. I said I want to assign 60 gigs. That should be fine. I want to make it one storage, one storage single drive, single file. I want to I want to put 2 processes. I want to make it 8 gigs of memory. The networking, I want to put custom. I want to put VM net 8. USB, I want to get rid of USB. I don't need USB. And that's pretty good. Okay. Close, finish, and I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to throw this in our little area over here. We'll give this a moment to boot up, and then we'll get installing this bad boy. So let's maximize that. And if you do get stuck in VMware Workstation, you can do the Control-Alt, the left Control-Alt to get out so you can get your mouse back. I remember when I used to do that in the beginning when I learned this, I'm like, holy moly, my mouse is stuck, I couldn't get out. And what did it say? Oh, starting, okay, the firmware starting. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was really, really bummed out. Of course, I couldn't Google it because my mouse was stuck. I think I ended up doing it on my phone. This was many, many years ago. I think when it was like ESXi, VMware Workstation 9 or 8 or something like that. It was many years ago. What are we in now? 16? ESXi. I keep saying ESXi because I have that on my mind. VMware Workstation 16 Pro. All right. But yeah, so after this, we're going to be installing. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing another host yet or the virtual appliance. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. One video at a time, right, Pat? One video at a time. Let's get through this one. Make sure this one works. And yeah, so in this video, like I said, we're going to be learning quite a few things that I think the real world, the hands-on practice is really awesome to have. Because if you're a sysadmin or you're a virtualization admin or whatever you want to call yourself, and you're working in an Active Directory environment, and you want to learn DNS, if you want to understand about virtualization or how to change your configuration for your host, this is all good information to know. I want to broaden my content, not only to InfoSec. I want to do like I did, like installing Android. How to back up your iPhone and encrypt it. What other ones did I just do? I forgot what other ones I did. Obviously, with my VulnHub machines, I want to start doing Hack the Box and more Try Hack Me's. But let's just get through this one first. All right, I don't know what's happening here. It's starting the service VM Tools. VM Tools. Come on, you can start. I don't know why you're taking so long. Oh man. Did this thing get hosed up? Hopefully not. I hope not. Come on, you can do it. Maybe because I'm running multiple VMs? I don't think so. Huh. Oh, there it goes. That scared me. That actually took a while. Oh, what happened? Whoops. Alright, I didn't see what that just did, but let's enter in here. Let's hit enter, F11 to continue, and accept. Let's see if it shows us our partition. I don't know what that just did, but alright, it shows us our 60 gigs. Hit enter here. US, I'm going to put it my root password. Enter. F11 to confirm the install. It's going to install. This install process literally takes a few minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes. It's a very, very light operating system. It's not very complex. But I wish I would have saw what that message said, but we'll see. If it works, it works. I'm not sure what exactly would happen. Uh-oh, I'm running. I don't have water. I don't have no tea. I'm running low. So hopefully this, hopefully it works. I don't want to go through all of this. What are we at? 10 minutes? 10 minutes and this whole thing blows up. Hopefully it's under 20 minutes. Let's see. Once this machine gets up and running, to do the configuration with the IP address, changing it in DNS, testing the connectivity, shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. And if you're a sysadmin, or if you're here for the first time, welcome. And if you're new to the sysadmin world, welcome as well. And we're all going to learn this thing together. I haven't used VMware 7.0.2, so this is new to me too. I'm running actually an ESXi host in my house, but I'm running 6.7. So I do have multiple VMs running on that as well. And I'll be installing EVE-NG, get back to my networking stuff. I've been slacking on that end, but sometimes it happens. All right, so installation complete. It says it installed successfully. Thumbs up, thanks for letting me know. And hit enter for rebooting. So it's going to reboot. Hopefully it comes back up with an IP address. And we can change those settings, log in, and so on and so forth. So let this thing do its thing. All right. Let's see what happens. What did it say? Uncompress and boot modules. All right. Hopefully it boots up pretty quick now since it's installed. But it's like I said, it's a very, very light operating system. Oh man. Come on, guys. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this in the other video, but these 2 books I got are amazing. If you guys are into blue teaming, while this thing is loading, the Blue Team Handbook is an amazing book. I read a little bit about it. It's an Incident Response Edition. And then you have the Blue Book Handbook, SOC, SIM, and Threat Hunting Use Cases. This guy right here. It's so far so good. I didn't read too much of it yet, but I'm digging it. I'm definitely digging this. If you're looking to be a SOC analyst or something like that, blue teamer, these are definitely some good books. Cool? All right. Now we're up and running. So now let's go ahead and make some changes. If I remember correctly, I'm going to do F2 here. Okay. And let me make sure I make this the same IP information that I got, because I have it right here on the other screen. Let's go ahead and configure network. IPv4, we're going to go ahead and set statically assign, and we're going to make this 50. And all the rest is good for now. Okay. IPv6, I want to go ahead and disable IPv6 because we're not going to be using that on my network. DNS, I want to go ahead and tab here. My primary DNS server is going to be my Active Directory, which is at 100. Okay. And secondary, I'm going to put 192.168.99.2, which is our router. And ESXi 01 is going to be our host name. Fair enough? Enter here. And then we're going to create a custom DNS suffix. So it's going to be ESXi 01 at dot, oh my God, InfoSec Pat.local. I almost forgot the domain. All right, so we can hit escape here. And yes. Okay. So now, once this reboots, the host reboots, now we're going to go ahead and go into DNS in our DNS server, make these changes once this reboots. So now, once this reboots, we can go ahead and get out of here. Let's go to let's ping 192.168.90.50. Okay, nothing's happening yet because it's probably still rebooting. We'll give this a minute. Let this load. It's probably gonna take a second. Oh, it's starting to respond. Whoops. Starting to respond now. So that's good, but it's still like booting up. So I'm not gonna make any changes quite yet. I guess I could start making the changes. That should be fine. So look, if we ping ESXi01, how is this pinging? I don't even know how that's pinging. I don't have a record in there. That's pretty weird. You know what? Let me do something. Let me do ipconfig flush DNS. And now let's try to ping that. All right. That was really, really weird. That was so weird. So I want to give you a little insight. I tested this before I started filming, and I wanted to make sure everything worked. And I deleted the record, and I just did a flush DNS. So now do CLS, and now it's not there because it's not in DNS, all right? So that freaked me out a little bit, but let's pretend that never happened, right? So let's go ahead and add a new host, ESXi01, IP address 192.168.99.50. I want to create a pointer record, okay? And make sure ESXi, yep, add host. Perfect. Close. Now we can go back here. F5 this bad boy. We can see it here. Now let's ping it. In a second, it should. ESXi. Let me make sure I type it in right. ESX. My God, I can't even see this. ESXi. Yep, ESXi. Make sure, yep, ESXi. All right, let's do this. Flush DNS again. This is really interesting. Why isn't it finding it now? It is there. ESXi 192.168.99.50. InfoSec Pat.local. Let's go make sure my my God, I can't. 192.168.99.50 ESXi01. All right, let's see if we can just ping it. Let's see if we can just ping the ping. Let's just. All right, it's replying for IP, and let's CLS. I wonder why it's not finding that. It's interesting. Let's update the DNS. I don't know because let's do ESXi01. It's there. All right, cool. We got it. Let's go exit this now, and let's ping. What the hell? It sees it though. ESXi. Why can't I ping it? That's really, really interesting. Oh, there it goes. Man, this is what happens. Active Directory always, or DNS and all this stuff. All right, so let's do CLS. Now it's pinging. It's all good in the hood. So that was it. So we tested connectivity. Now last thing, let's make sure we can browse to it. Okay, let's do 192.50. Make sure we can browse to it. We can get to it. Looks like we're good. And let's see, where are we at? It's almost 20 minutes. I wanted to try to stay under 20 minutes. And we look like we did. Boom. So we can, this is fine. We can see that it's not on the same thing, but we can change that. I don't know why it's there instead of, let's see, let's make sure. Let's do F2 really quick. Let's make sure we ESXi, okay. Oh, that's why. Okay. Let's just put InfoSec Pat.local. That should be fine too. Enter. Escape. Yes. And log out. Escape. Alright. Now let's go ahead and see. We can refresh this if this updates. Let's give it a second. Alright, didn't update yet. Let's try to log out and do ipconfig. Okay, let's go here. Settings, let's just reset. Reset settings. Reset. Okay, settings were reset. Alright, so let's X out of here. Open up Edge again. Let's go 50. And if it doesn't work, it's not a big problem. I'm super anal when it comes to stuff like that. But it probably is going to take a minute to propagate and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm not even worried about it. I'm not even worried about that. That's the least of my problems. But that's it. We have 7.0 update 2, and this is how you install it, get it up and running. And the next video we'll get into more detail in different topics. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you.